Boom, boom. This is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Destiny Child today, so we got a few things to cover. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so we're in the middle of a world boss event right now, as I'm sure everyone is aware of. So we've still got another 5 days left on that. So you definitely want to get in there and snatch up. You get 6 a day, of course, and those recharge so that you can, you can do 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening. You should be able to get that. The upchilds are area, Frozen Gale area. Don't confuse that with the other area. And Determined Laura, both of which are in the actual summon. If you want to go for Laura, she's right here. These are 1-for-1 summon. Once you get her, it closes. I didn't really actually decide to go for her. She really didn't have a skill set I was looking for, but I do have several skills up on Arya. I've limit broke her a few times, so I went ahead and did one for her just to save up on my crystals because coming up some pretty good events will be coming up here pretty soon, so I wanted to have enough crystals to do some draws on those. Then of course got free pickup for Mircalla. She is the world boss. And then they've got some of the these are ones that you can use on world boss. These are pretty good childs for the world boss if you're looking for some ideas. I've been getting about 3 or so million. It's been fine for me. And then a dual summons for both Arya and Laura, then the one for Laura. And I'll probably pull on that one as well too, the 6+. So that's everything that's up for the world boss. We'll go over that in a few minutes. First, let's take a look at the new events. They do have an evolution event, of course. Take a 4-star child to a 5-star child 3 times. And then take a 5-star child to a 6-star child 3 times, and you can get a 5-star summon ticket. It's really not worth it. I would do these. Okay, I would not waste, unless you have 3, childs that you want to take 6 stars, but that's a lot of match just to get a 5-star ticket. But doing 3, unless you have 3 that you really want to bring up, and then of course you can definitely go ahead and do it 3 times. But the rewards are a little paltry. World boss. Let's take a look. Okay, so Seductive Mircalla is actually the boss. So this is the boss skill set, not what you're going to get when you get the character. I'll show you that shortly. She does have a pretty good skill set. She does do a lot of damage. Okay, so you're going to need to make sure you have a bunch of healers and a bunch of defenders in there. I had to offset original team. My whole front line was getting wiped, so I had to put another healer in there. And that seems to have taken care of the problem. I'll show you what I'm using here for. But she does got a pretty good leader buff. Debuff evasion plus 30%, which is going to make it harder for you to buff her, and the skill diff plus 80%, except for weak point attributes for all allies. So she's got a pretty good set, but that's not what you're going to get. So I've been using, of course, she is dark, so you want to go heavy on light. As you can see, I've done 9. You want to put some debuffers in there, defenders and healers. As you can see, I've got a bunch of defenders and healers. As well as debuffers all along on the front. These are mostly attackers. For leader buff, you want to use Arya if you've got her, and you want to use. You can also get Laura if you don't have Arya, and she works as a good leader buff as well. Because Arya throws out a Sky skill plus 15% for light type allies, but on world boss, it's plus 20. So you definitely want to have a lot of light attackers in there. And then you can throw Arya in as leader, and you should be able to do fairly decent and get the points that you want to get. The actual shop, of course, is always this way. You can get a couple Mircallas if you want. They got a Luna in here as well. You definitely want to probably go ahead and snatch this up. Okay, attack cores. Any of the cores are extremely expensive. The only way to get those is through events or through crystals. So, and they cost a lot of crystals. So you definitely want to maybe snatch that up. I have not purchased anything as of yet because I'm going to snatch that up. And then I'm going to wait to see how much I get before I determine. I'll probably just end up going with the app box in it. I'll try to get both of the Mircallas, but I haven't really decided yet. Because Luna is also something I was looking at as well. So I have to see. It just I'm still a little ambivalent as to which way I'm going to go. But you just keep earning them. Make sure you play it every day. Do your 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening, to get maximum Magic Mirror Shop fragments so that you can do that. Mission Pass, as always, they've got a paid version so they can get Laura. They've got this is the limited time mission. So if you draw for Laura and don't get her, like after 5 tries, and you don't get her, you can start getting spa skins and stuff. Okay, and then on the 15th, you're guaranteed to get the character from this event. You usually get it by 15th. I've never ran 15. I think the most I've run is about 6 or 7 before I actually got them. And then training missions, of course, for both Laura and Mircalla. Get crystals as you level them up. Okay, you still got 8 days for those. So just get in there and level them up if you got them. You should be doing this. This is associated with the running the actual event so that you can get this. Okay. So if you clear Chapter 3, Normal 2, and you can get some mats, enhancement materials for your weapons and armor. So, you know, it's just basically clearing chapters. So it shouldn't be that difficult. So I would definitely do that. This is associated with Midnight Parade. Run it. You can run it 10 times a day. As you can see, I've been doing it. You just get a bunch of presents for the childs that you have in there. So it's a good way to level them up for min-maxing. And then you definitely want to do the Kate's mission, which is just basically read inside of the library. So that's under here, and then under Hakata's library. Definitely do this because you get the fire crystals. Fire crystals are always something that you want, and it's basically reading these. Vampire Hunter. It's the scenario. It'll tell you a little bit about my Mircalla. She's the Queen Vampire. Laura is, of course, a Vampire Hunter. Laura Helsing, a hunting Vampire Hunter. So the standard troop that you get from the Van Helsing. And you get a little bit to know about Mircalla. She's not actually she's the Queen Vampire, but she's not the real Queen Vampire. She's sort of cloned. So, but yeah, read it. It's pretty interesting. It's a funny little story. They do a really good job telling stories. So you always want to do that, especially because Fire Crystals is the reward. So that's something that you want to look at. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is on the screen here is Mircalla. You do get one of her when you complete the actual trial mission. It's really easy. I completed this within like 3 days, 2 or 3 days of the event. I mean, it's really simple to get 13. That's all you need. Once you get 13 of the missions complete, you get her. So let's take a look at her skill set. Okay, so she's got attack. She's a healer, so that's a little bit different. Don't have many dark healers, so this might be some reason that you want to actually go for her, because I really think there's very few in the term of healers from the dark side. So it deals auto attack damage, of course. Deals 300 damage to enemies, focusing on the lowest HP, which always helps. A 60% chance to inflict death heal, which amount recovered by a target is converted to the same amount of damage. So I believe when you hit her with when you hit death heal on them, whenever their own teammate tries to heal them, it's converted to damage. So that's very, very, very nice. And that, of course, for 20 and heals one of your lowest allies. So there's the healing portion. Okay, it deals 630 damage to 2 enemies, priority with death heal. So this is going to focus on the enemies that you hit death heal on the previous. It's going to focus on damaging them. So this is a way to maximize damage. So she's a healer, but she's also got a pretty good attack vector. So you might want to consider using that. And then same thing, lowest hit point, 8% chance to inflict death heal. So she's basically going to be putting death heal on a lot of characters. And that's why I think that she's going to be pretty good in terms of damage. So you can have a healer, but get some damage out of her as well. And then the leader buff is heal amount 15% for allies. In PvP, heal amount is plus 15% for all enemies. So you can see that this is a really, really good setup for a leader buff, especially in PvP. Okay, so it's all allies. So she's a gratuitous healer, which means she heals. It doesn't matter if the light, wood, fire, water. She'll heal. Okay, all allies. So it's anybody in the team, which makes her a good character. Which is why you might definitely want to focus on bringing her up. As you can see, we'll look at some of the darks here. So if you go into your childs, you want to choose dark, and you want to just go to healers, you'll see that there's really not that many. Okay, 4-star, 4-star. These two are 5 stars, but except for Meditus on occasion, really nothing good on either of these. Either Midas as well too. This is the best dark healer that you're going to get. So she is currently the best dark healer in the game, and she does some pretty good damage too. So I think she's the child that's definitely worth focusing on. Okay, so you definitely want to try to get all of the actual things. That's why I'm pretty much leaning towards snatching those up in the Magic Mirror shop, because I think it's worth it. Okay, she's a very good character. We don't have many dark healers. I like to try to, when I'm doing, certain things, if I'm running a light team or a dark team or something, I like to bring a healer for that group. You can use, you've got several healers that heal all allies, but it's nice to have one that's in the dark. Plus, I think that she does a good amount of damage as well too. So even though she's a healer, she's not going to be a weight down on your team. Now, a lot of times healers, all they do is heal, or if they do damage, it's very little. She actually can do quite a bit of damage, especially if the other team has a powerful healer, because if she infects Death Heal on one of the actual characters, and then you have a mass healer on the other side that just starts throwing out heals, those players are going to be taking damage. So it's really useful. I don't think her more of a healer. I think there's maybe possibly more of a supporter or attacker than she is an actual healer. But she does do heal all allies in her leader buff, so that's why they give her the leader. That's why they give her the healer thing. So, and as you can see graphically, they did, of course, a very good job on that as well. But yeah, yeah, that's what I wanted to focus on the video for that, because I do think she's a really good healer in terms of that. I'll be doing another video a little bit later on, because I've got a lot of stuff to open up. We can open up some of it right now. But as you can see, I've got 13 5-stars I got to open up. I got some equipment tickets. This is just stuff that you get for just playing the game. A guaranteed 5-star, like Summon Child. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see who we get. Hopefully be Aerie would be really nice, but I seriously doubt it. No, we got Venus, but I do need a copy of Venus, so that's nice. We've got a couple 4 and 5 summon tickets. Daphne and Persephone, so 2 4s, so nothing there really in terms of that. Let's say we got a 5-star ticket. Hopefully we can get an A, and we got a B, so that's not very good. We'll just go ahead and use that as a material for leveling up. So yeah, I got these. So how much time do we got here? We've got 13 minutes. Let's go ahead and open up a few of them at least and just see who we get. All right, so first we got... Okay, we got Hilda. Actually, I don't have very many of her, and I want to, because she's an extremely good character. You definitely want to focus on her. Love her, and you also want to make sure you use Ignition on her, because she's an extremely powerful character once you ignite her. I know the cores are hard. You definitely want to do Eve, but Hilda should be very high up on the list. Abaddon, I've got Abaddon. I finished Abaddon a long time ago, fully max 660. So I'll just use that as fodder. Okay, Chang. So again, another character that I did a long time ago, but it's a water, so you can use her to unlock slots on other water characters for your Ignition. Okay, Cleopatra. I think I need a few more for her, so that might be good. Let's see who we got next. Western Aurora. I'm in the process of bringing up Aurora. She's a fire healer. So all these are decent characters, but we haven't really hit a jackpot character here yet, like a Banshee or Jupiter. I'm at 660 with him as well. Newbie Mona. Actually, I'm working on Newbie Mona as well too. She's excellent for raids and PvP, World Boss. She's got her leader buff is an all allies leader buff. That's why. substitute Seth. Seth was just from the last event. He's not a bad character. Um, he does pretty good damage actually, but you know, again, with all the other attackers that you got out there. So 2 Auroras, so they seem to be favoring fire childs here, interestingly enough. You think they would be light or dark. Smoldering Hestia, I've got her at 660 as well too. So these are a lot of the older childs, not much of the new stuff, the new ones. Hard Worker Dino. I think I need some on her actually. Let's see who we got here. Excellent. Worn Sword Tiamat. I'm working on her. She's going to be, I just brought her up to 6-star actually. So I'm glad I got another copy of her. I think I have 4 copies on her, so this will be 5. I might throw her in the Hestia's the fast fun thing. Like, oh, Light Beam Mona. She's actually a pretty good character too. So that's all of them. So that's not a bad draw. Did get Tiamat, so I'm happy about that. I'll go ahead and punch through those later. But yeah, get in there for that world boss. Knock her out. You still got 5 days, so you got plenty of time. But your goal is to get at least enough to purchase. You want to be able to purchase the core at 300,000. There's only one, so you might as well just do it. Okay, and then after that, you probably want to focus on the Mircallas. So you want to have at least 3, 4, 6. You want to have at least 6. Okay, 600,000. After that, you can pretty much go whichever way you want to go. If you're working on Luna, you can go for Luna. She's only 100,000, so that might be something to look at. The summon tickets. There's other stuff down here as well that you always get. The soul cards, the lucky boxes, mapping places, and of course the materials here. Okay, these are 5-star materials. So you always want to leave a little bit to snatch these up. Okay, because these are already evolved. Okay, you don't have to evolve them. They're 5-star already. So these are the ones you use to take childs to 6 stars. So you definitely want to make sure that you can get some of those, and they're very well priced, 30, 60, 90, and 120 to get all of them. Okay. Unfortunately, they did not. This is core material, but of course it's not attack. It's crit and defense, which I have plenty of actually. I was hoping that they would put something nice in there in terms of attack, but they didn't. So that's what it is. Check this each day because it resets, but I'm pretty sure it was the same thing that I checked the last time. So that's what you're going to have to get if you want to get it. And then of course they had the lanterns, which if you're want to run that, you should be running a spa daily for the event, and just because of the fact as they've got several of the upchilds. So we've got Laura in here with her owl, and we've got Mircalla in here, which I already got. I just got her today actually when I was doing my 10, that's a pretty nice little skin. And then they've got Artemis in here, which I have as well. But I went ahead and put Mircalla in here if you want to see what she looks like. So this is what Mircalla looks like right here. So this is her right here. So it's a pretty good skin, you know. Got a little bit of wine with her little bat wings on the bat wing braids there. So not bad, not a bad setup at all. So definitely run that just to get the presents. I mean, it's always nice to get the presents because you can throw 5 of the presents. If you throw 5 of the same presents, like if you throw a fire present on a fire child 5 times, you can get 2, 3, 4 levels actually sometime, which is a great way to increase your the levels because as you're getting the newer childs, you put them in there. You know, it's a slow going, so it helps to give them presents to help them catch up with the ones that you've already leveled up quite a bit. I've had several suggestions of people asking me what actually to focus on. There's really no set to focus on your ignition. It's really unfortunate that they're not really giving us a lot of attack cores. You want Mafdet, Eve, and where's right here, Archfiend Davy. They're highest attackers in the game, so you want to focus on them. You definitely want to go attack on Eve, attack on Mafdet, attack on that. You might want to throw a little bit of death or crit in there. Okay, any of that helps. A lot of times you can get a secondary attack vector off of a crit, so that's something to take into account. To unlock the slots on the child, you need to have a character of the same type. So you need to have a 5-star water to unlock the water. So if I want to do Mafdet, to unlock one of Mafdet's ignitions, okay, let's say I want to unlock this, I need a light child, a 5-star light child to do that. So it really limits you to what you could ignition at what time. So it's a time thing. So that's why you want to get as many 5-star tickets as you can and open them up. Okay, focus on what you need. So as you can see, I've got a green check mark, which means I do have a 5, and it's her. But I'm not sure. As you can see, she's at 50, so she's maxed out. So, but if I want to take her to 6-star, I would need that. Okay, so that's where. And then, as you can see, I need that one from Mona as well. Okay, so that's something to look at. So you have to make a decision. And the cores are expensive. Okay, going to core creation here. So here's the cores. Attack is of course the most popular. So if I want to purchase that 3050, that's a lot of crystals just to get one core. Okay, so clearly not worth it. So that's why I think it's really important that you actually focus on getting them through the events. It's going to slow, it's going to be slow, but I got Eve. She's a nightmare. She hits hard, and she hits many times now that I've got her maxed out. Okay, my PvP ranking increased immensely once I started putting the max in her. So she's definitely something that you want to focus on first. You also want to focus on Thisbe. Of course, the problem with that is the fact that Thisbe is also water. So again, 2 water childs. Now I'm focusing on Thisbe. So that's going to be. Mafdet is of course light. This unfortunately intersects with the best defender in the game, which is still Dana. So you definitely want to do Dana as well. So, and then of course another excellent PvP is Neptune. Of course, Neptune is light as well. So as you can see, some of the really good childs. It's just what you can do. Wood childs, of course, you always want to focus on. Where's she at? You always want to focus on. She's an attacker. She's in wood. You always want to focus on. Where's Siyoko at? Where's she at? There she is. You want to focus on her in terms of wood. Okay. Excellent debuffer. Best in the game. The skill set that she throws out for the debuff. Job skill final apply 25 to all enemies during PvP. 50% to all enemies. So she's really good in PvP. Okay, but she's she also does well on world bosses. You can put her in just about anywhere, and she's useful. Okay, so don't confuse her with the fire version of her, because there is a fire version of her which is completely different. You want to focus on the wood version. The fire version's okay, but she's not she's not as good as the wood version. Where's she at? So many fire childs. Can't bring any of them up. Virtually impossible to bring up fire childs because you need all your mats to make those evolution materials. So you really don't have a whole lot to spend on the actual. There she is. It's Siyoko. It's not Siyoko. It's Bathory. But I got the costume for Bathory, so it's Siyoko. But it's actually Bathory. So don't look. So wood Bathory is not Siyoko. Like I said, I got the limited outfit for her, so that's why it says Siyoko, the human form outfit. But it's Bathory, so you want to focus on the wood Bathory, not necessarily the fire Bathory. Fire Bathory is not bad, but in terms of fire childs, you definitely want to focus Davi, simply because she's one of the highest, if not the highest attacker in the game. Okay, and another good attacker to focus on will be Dana. The fire version of Dana is just as effective. The light version of hers, of course, an actual defender, but this one is a healer. She does a really good job on that as well too. So that might be something you want to focus on. But if you want to know, if you want me to do a whole video just on focusing on which characters to focus ignition on and what type of cores to use, just let me know. Okay, and we'll go over that briefly. But they are expensive, so you definitely want to get that inside of the world boss. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Once you've subscribed, you'll see a bell. If you click on a bell, you get notified each time I do drop a video. And also remember to like and share the videos. That does help the views and the channel immensely. So this is Kenrir coming at you from the corner, signing out.